They say money doesn't change people, but no one dares to talk about what poverty does when it settles into your home like a guest who never leaves. This is Elena's story. A woman who learned to count coins long before she learned how to have dreams. Elena didn't need a miracle, and she didn't need to win the lottery. She needed a key to open a cage she didn't even know existed. Elena grew up with a constant sound. The scratch of her mother's pencil against a wrinkled piece of paper at 3 in the morning, adding, subtracting, and always coming up short. Elena inherited something far more dangerous than a lack of money. She inherited fear. She learned that working until your bones ached wasn't always enough. By age 30, Elena was cleaning offices for people who earned in a single hour what she earned in a month. She wasn't lazy. She was a slave to decisions she never even knew she was making. On the night of March 14th, Elena hit rock bottom. It wasn't a loud explosion. It was the silence of an eviction notice sliding under her door. Sitting on the cold kitchen floor, Elena realized her life was a bucket full of holes. It didn't matter how much water she poured in, it always ended up empty. That night, she didn't cry for the money. She cried for the humiliation of being invisible. The next day, fleeing the cold, Elena walked into a public library. There, among shelves that smelled of old paper and lost time, she found the first rule, one so simple it felt like an insult. Don't pay yourself last. Pay yourself first, even if it's just $1. Elena looked into her purse. She only had loose change. With trembling hands, she set aside 50 cents. That was her first act of rebellion. It wasn't 50 cents to buy bread. It was 50 cents that belonged to her and to no one else. Elena began to hunt for termites, those silent expenses that devoured her peace of mind without her even noticing. The machine coffee that tasted like plastic, the lottery tickets that never won, the deals on things she didn't need. Every time she said no, she heard a sound in her head, the sound of a chain breaking. She understood the great truth. Her salary wasn't small. Her decisions were. Months passed. Elena no longer said, "I can't afford it." Now she said, "I am choosing something better." Money stopped being an enemy and became a soldier under her command. She started to study, to invest the little she had with iron patience. While the world around her screamed for consumption, Elena cultivated silence and savings. One day, Elena opened her account and, for the first time in 40 years, she didn't feel that knot in her stomach. There weren't millions, but there were options. Elena didn't become rich through a stroke of luck. She became rich on the inside the day she decided her dignity was worth more than any momentary impulse. Today, Elena doesn't teach people how to invest in the stock market. She teaches people how to respect themselves, because poverty isn't always a lack of money. Sometimes it's a lack of knowledge on how to master it. Elena's story isn't a fairy tale, it's a warning, and it's a promise. If you feel like you're drowning today, remember, you don't need a raise, you need a rule. And perhaps your first act of rebellion should start this very day. Because if you learn the rules of money, money stops controlling you. And perhaps your story is also waiting to change.